Hey, what's happening, party people? Welcome to TheDarkStream. Let's get into it, shall we? A little bit of red, black. Oh yes, just a little bit of red, black. It's just glorious. Oh, and as I'm speaking, MTG Arena posts a little picture of Elvish Mystic. Mono Green Devotion and Mono Green Aggro. You got your fucking wish. Elvish Mystic is coming in the new anthology. Alright, we know what's coming. We know what's happening. Put it right up here so you guys can see it. Boop! These spoilers. So many staples from Pioneer getting ported over. This is swiftly becoming Pioneer Light and getting pretty close to just Pioneer again. I think that's the goal, though, right? I'm hoping they don't dump Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time in yet. We've got a lot of other shit to get in first, but eventually I think it's going there. In the meantime, so we played in the Pizza Box Open and took 12th out of 120-something people, went 5-2. The two losses were to the players that placed first and second, respectively, and they were rocking out mirrors. They were a little bit more prepared for the mirror, potentially. And it kind of remains to be seen whether that build, which I've called it Ginge Mock, is actually better than Machine Head, which is Cam Jintasis build, which pushes towards the Angraths, a little bit more diversity with Kolagans, Abrades, Meat Hook in the main. The sideboard's actually pretty similar, although it has a Lily, and I'm not sure Lily is right, and here's my reasoning. The mirror comes down to a War of Attrition and tempo. Invoke Despair is kind of like a hard board reset a lot of the time, and it's one of the few things that trades favorably with both Fable and Planeswalkers. It's not easy to find, so I've dumped 3 of these in the sideboard because the winner had 2, and I can tell you it was an absolute house against me. Now, granted, in those 2 matches I lost, I made several play errors. They seemed minor at the time, but they were pivotal. Like knowing when to use Takenuma to grab back a creature, etc., etc. I'll spare you most of the details, but point being, those were winnable games. I just didn't win them. So I don't know. The tournament could have gone completely differently depending on how I played the mirror. But things I noticed: Invoke Despair, really fucking strong. It's doing the sacrifice effect we were looking for anyway against Dream Trawlers. But it also has a War of Attrition in the mirror. This also clears up a blue-white scenario where they have Dream Trawler and Teferi. Like, this gets you back in. This kills both. I like it. We're going to test out 3. I don't know that that's the right number. My guess is 2 is. But we're going to fucking test 3, because I think it's that strong. More Bone Crushers is kind of an interesting thing, but I think it is necessary if we're going to see a lot of the mirror, because you have to kill Fable tokens, and you have to kill a Reflection of Kiki Jiki. You just gotta kill this shit. There's so many targets you have to hit. On that note, we cut a Tenacious Underdog for 1 Tainted Adversary. Why? Bone Crusher doesn't touch it. It trades even with Graveyard Trespasser, and sometimes favorably. And also late in the game, you get kind of an army in the can kind of vibe going. I don't know that that's right, but I'm doing 1. Also, we shifted out a Braid. We shoved in a Cut and Ribbons. I saw this used to great effect. One of these, exactly one of these, I think is correct. The bright side and the plus side to this is it kills opposing Glorybringers. That's a big deal. Also, flipped Graveyard Trespassers, also a big deal. But that backside of it, where it can give you just a little more reach in the mirror, it's a big, big deal. So, we're going to try it like this. Let's get stuff going. I know you guys are ready, so let's put some music on, and let's fucking rock out. Alright. Into the fucking thick of it we go. We are starting in the top 400, not quite 300. We're just outside of the top 300. I think we're like 311 or 313 or some shit. We decayed a little bit. But we knocked out number 6 last night. one HG Rose, who was on Yorian Doom Foretold, and we blew it out with this in a quick 2-0. Alright, Rosti. Let's do it. Let's get after it. We'll take the play. Yeah, we can keep this. Technically, we still have turn 1 and 2 into that with a blood token to hopefully get to 3, and then we're set to keep moving forward, right? So, and we also get a couple of draw steps, and we only need another land, really, to get to where we're trying to go with this hand, because these Fable tokens will push us into the Glorybringer. That's what I love about Fable. Like, it makes your 5-drops in an opening hand with only 2 lands just feel completely viable. Now, they're mulliganing with Gigantha, so I'm going to guess this is a red-black Priest Oven deck, maybe a Jund build with Corvold. We'll find out shortly. I think the Corvold build's actually stronger, but people like, you know, the non-Jund builds. Alright, so we're hitting on all cylinders, we're firing on curve. Fable's coming, Bloodtithe's down. We're ready to get rocking. Let's see what they do. To go Witch's Oven and a cat, I'm going to be really tempted to do an Angrass Rampage, take out the oven, and smack, smack, smack. There's the Witch's Oven. Is it the cat? There's the cat. Okay. Do we just push with the Angrass Rampage here? Like, that feels not amazing, but shit. You know? It is a thing. Lots of options. Lots of options. Here's the current problem. We don't have a way to get Mayhem Devil off the board. We need to have that. I think playing Fable is correct because it curves, and we may want to do Bone Crush and Rampage next turn. So I would rather go this route. Get us a little Fable token. Start the churn in the engine, while also making sure our Nixilis next turn isn't super damning, which it can be if you're not careful. When in doubt, play the better card. Don't play the answer right away. Alright, so this is the red-black Priest Oven. We see a lot of claim the Firstborns. That's also why we're like, do we do the Witch's Oven? You know what I mean? Because they can claim a Fable here. Or that. That's a thing. It's a very weird use of that card, but fair enough. Okay. What don't we want here? Vertfur, what's up? Good to see you, dude. We are messing around with this cat oven deck and seeing what we can figure out. Okay, so they're going to dump out the Unlucky Witness, get a couple of things, dump a couple cats into play. I don't think we need the Bone Crusher anymore. That seems a little obsolete. I think we still want Trespassers, and Glairebringers are great over the top. We want the land. Yeah, we're going this route. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So, here's what we do. We start with... Oh, no, we can't. Damn, I keep forgetting. They have the food token. Super awkward. We gotta force some plays here. Okay. So, we almost made the mistake twice. I keep forgetting that the stupid fucking food token turns off. Yeah. This might actually need to get cut. The fact that food tokens do so much work is a problem. Let's see if they double block. I'd be in for that. No? Okay. Why can't you be an instant? Ugh. The lack of instances. Alright, well, let's start forcing them to do this on their turn and turn on the Glorybringer for next turn with the right top deck. Oh, they let that go? Really? Instead of using the food? That seems like a mistake, Rosti. That definitely feels like a mistake. I mean, you do you, but that doesn't feel right. 2 Witches Ovens. So many ovens. So, not enough cats, too many ovens, right? Okay. So, I mean, pushing the Trespasser, right? Just gotta get it off the battlefield. If you gotta claim the Firstborn, you're playing it right about meow. All puns intended. Okay, so the mistake here, if any, was keeping the Rampage. I'm not 100% that that's a mistake, but given this Witch's Oven thing, it could be. I think this turns into an Abrade, frankly. After this match, I will probably shift it. I understand wanting sacrifice effects for Dream Trawler and a few other things. This is really, really awkward against... Oh, yeah, see, that's just... Ugh. That's rough. Okay. Rosti, 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 what you doing to me? Little Sakaruski? Little Sakaruski. Okay. So, they are on the hardcore cat gets there plan. What do we want to do? I think we want to swing. Again, we're going to force some different pieces here, and they only have one cat, so their plan to win right now is go nuts with cat. And if they're dumb enough to leave openings, which I don't think they will, but you never know, then we should take advantage of that. So many blood tokens. Okay. Let's start by dumping out this Angrass Rampage. I don't think it's going to do what we need it to do, and I would like to see something better in this place. That's actually a stronger scenario for us anyway. Little Fatal Push action means that we get to turn on the pieces we need to turn on. Really, we're just trying to get to the point where we can do Glorbringers and go nuts. Okay. So, glad we have the Fatal Push here. They're gonna... Yep. Obviously, they have to keep that off the battlefield. But the moment they push that... Well, the moment they kill that, we can push there, and then we get to Glorybringer. And Unfettered Glorybringer can do a lot. There we go. They should be going all in on this if they're trying to win. And they are. All in. Okay. Do we have a path through? Right, not a lot of life, and the Switch's ovens are just cleaning house. I wish we had an instant speed way to deal with this. I wish we had Datsugu consumes all in the main, frankly. We could play for the error. Is that viable? Because Glorybringer doesn't do enough here, that's the problem, right? So we can go into Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Kill that, smack in, hopefully don't reanimate. We'll play for the air. It's not a great play. If they have another creature here, we're boned. Yeah. But that's what you have to play for, is the ability to, if they don't have anything, if they have just land, the ability to go, okay, now we got it. We came close. I don't think there's a way through that. Play for the air one more time. The double Witch's Oven gets here. Let's move to game 2. We know game 1's a little rough at times. What we really wish we had there was meat hooks, among other things. Okay, so Meat Hook goes in, the Braids go in, the Detsugus go in, Graph Cage weirdly goes in, the Licensed Hearse goes in, Heartless Act goes in. What don't we like? Fables are real awkward with the Etsugu, so we take those out. Kroxa does almost nothing, so we take that out. Let's see, I like most of the rest of this. Adversary, not great. Tenacious Underdog, not great. I think we get to go one lower on Bone Crusher here. Yeah. This is about where it's about where I'll push it. It has more game. This is definitely not the easiest scenario. Witch's Ovens. Such a problem. Not discarding that Angrass Rampage earlier may have been a very costly choice. But it also may not have been. Not 100% on leaving Thoughtseize in there. That might have been an error. Unsure. On the other hand, on the play, Thoughtseize can occasionally just steal games. I also love the information against them, frankly. But we'll find out. Okay. What I see is a lot of removal, a lot of Mayhem Devils. Unlucky Witness, and only one land. Let's make them work for it, right? They have here is a whole lot of nothing if we just control a few other pieces of what they're doing. Alright, so, in the battle of neither of us have goddamn anything for resources, here we are. So they have, let's see, that Witch's Oven's gonna do a lot of work, right? But we can force it, and I think it's worth forcing because that is still 2 for 1. Is that worth pushing? It does get rid of the claim, gets rid of at least one push. Witch's Oven off the top is a lot of work. Truly, truly does. Oh, let's bait him. Yep. They take the 2. Sure. Alright, so down goes claim. We go this route because we need to gain back a little bit of life. Okay, we can't walk into it. can't walk into it there. First is good, but we need to hold it in reserve for what comes next. Pretty good, okay. In comes the push. Double push. Okay. Just keep pushing that up. What you gonna do? Yep. Do you have the village rights, or is it a witch's? It's a witch's oven. Okay. Alright, let's force another push out of their hands. We only got so many of these. There we go. Our top decks are very, very live. What we would like to see... That's a good start. Let's start there. Can Gigantha take the game? Quite possibly. That's annoying. Alright. Come on, deck. That is not what we were trying to go for there, deck. There's Gigantha. Clockwork. Down goes the plane. Alrighty. I will block that Gigantha. Okay. Just have literally everything, don't you? Alright. I hate leaving Mayhem Devil, but if we don't get rid of Kiki Jiki, it's gonna go fucking nuts with Unlucky Witness. And they still have the Hearse to make life hellish. Alright, give me a Glorybringer off the top. It's about time, right? It's about time to bring some glory. Unlicensed Hearse is getting close to fatal here. Okay. Well, I suppose we're swinging. Yep. No additional value there. We are the aggro. Double Mayhem Devil. Gross. No way to fatal push yet. Okay. First gets to lethal pretty quickly here. You can play the Mayhem Devil. We're about to be the aggro. Bloodtithe as well. Deck's just full of fun surprises, right? If I can get that fatal push out of their hands, I can do some real damage here. There's the Glorybringer. One fucking time dealer. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do some math here. So, if they sack out, 1, 2, I think we have to leave Bone Crusher back, but we can bring the rest of the team. Otherwise, we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 6, 8, 11. God, that's pushing it. It's really, really, really pushing it. Let's go here. Auto ordered. Well, not auto ordering. Good. I don't think it matters in the end. Man, this matchup's always tighter than I want it to be. That's for sure. Are they going to let us get an all 7? It's a dangerous game to play. Okay, dangerous game it is. We'll leave it for a moment. Can we get game 2? Ah, that's how they're playing it. Okay. That's totally fine. Use your resources. Yes. Use all of them. You still have to hold back the push. So you can't get the Graveyard Trespasser, which is what you want. I think we have exactly enough resources. Interesting. Okie dokie. Yeah, Thoughtseize hits push. And we get to smack with the hearse. We're counting on that push. And you're going to use it, right? Except that if you use it, you're going to have to blow out your own Hive with the Eye Tyrant. Okay. Yeah. Do it like so. Yep. And you're sacking the man double, right? Trade out the Bone Crusher. We'll go to 10. Just in case we have like a weird cut to ribbon scenario, we'll put it down. Okay. Game 3. Let's think a little bit harder about those Thoughtseizes, because that was probably not the right call. I think we need a little bit smarter of a plan. Do we have enchantments that we give a shit about? I don't think so. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit artifacts. So the third copy, that's probably excessive. That's worth knowing. Bone Crusher, we'll keep them. Fables. I mean, we've got slots to fill, right? We've got slots to fill. Is that a better call? No, it can't be a better call. Fables goes. I don't love that with Hitotsugu, but we can time it. And should. And should. Alright, Rosti. Game 3. You or me. Let's go. This is where the absence of things like Anger of the Gods is a little rough at times. We'll keep that for sure. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Nope. Cauldron Familiar. You know what's happening to that little familiar? It's getting turned the fuck off. No witches' ovens are going to give you your Cauldron Familiar back. Not today, not any day. Unfortunately, they have a very aggressive start. Give me a Bone Crusher off the top. Make them look stupid. Damn it. Not quite. Alright, they're going to get a very aggressive start here. Hidetsugu and Grafdiggers being a non-mow is a little bit of an issue here as well. Don't love that. Alright, so they have an awkward moment there. Not what they want to be doing on turn 3, obviously. They get to hit for a little bit. There's the Witness. We'll take the 1. Okay, so we're playing against a deck that's very aggressive and wants to be. We, I think, hold for the Abrade on Bloodtithe. God, that doesn't feel great. Still, an absence of that is not amazing either. We worry about the claim. Let's worry a little bit more about curve considerations for a moment. Can't be right. That absolutely can't be right. Don't play up Nixilis. It's like the one thing I'm terrified of. Okay. A little short on red mana here. Is Hidetsugu consumes all worthwhile here? It feels like that's in error as well. Let's go this route. I like putting a little bit more on the battlefield that just says no and passing it on back, because I don't know exactly what they're doing here. I just know I don't want to be in a bad situation. There's the thing we have to kill. Claim tends to feel pretty good for them here. I really would like a red source off the top, pretty please. Yep, there's the Mayhem Devil. And there's the Fatal Push. Right there. There we go. We discard a card. Onward and upward. Do they have another one? Come on. Yeah, they do. Okay. Hate doing this. Gotta do it. And now we're back to square one. Do they go land, swing with a Hive? That's pretty good as well. Hidetsugu will clean it up, thankfully. Don't love it, but that's how it goes sometimes. Alright. It's gonna be a tight one, guys. It's gonna be a really tight one. Fable seems stronger. Let's get into it. This can't be stronger than playing Meat Hook Massacre in this deck. I don't see it. We're not doing that game. And I also don't think we are doing anything there. There's Gigantha. Okay. We can't actually swing into this. It's too obvious. This one's gonna be so close. Game 3, match 1. Okay. What you doing? Okay. Still not swinging. We will wait until we can vessel. Lol. Oh, for fuck's sake. How do we want to deal with this? Is there anything in their grave we actually care about? One, two, three, four, five. Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Kill the thing, right? Right? It's kill the thing, right? Well, then again, maybe it's smack the thing.
Living in a crowded dream, searching for the quiet that you need to breathe. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind your shadow. While you tried to take the sun down, hearts will never change to gold. Out there thinking that
I like that better.
world alone. No one ever told you that you'll have to fight for something.
I know it counters a Bone Crusher, but we kind of want to keep Shatter Skull smashing. It's a little bit of a big deal here. Especially if they double creature into something that's really bad for us. Let's get a little life. Swing if you will. Yep. Now we're in a race. Not a great one for us, but one nonetheless. Still, it takes a lot of resources on both sides to do that. Oh, fuck you. Gets the cauldron off the top. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. That helps. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind the devil. Cause you think you'll live forever. Say you're never getting old. Out there thinking that you're in the world alone. No one is that actually gonna work? 2, 3, 3. It's not great. It's not great. What do you think, chat? We can Kiki into a Bloodtithe here. It's not gonna stem, like it's not gonna stop what needs to be stopped, that's the problem, right? That's not doing enough. We need more. That's not gonna do it either. Give me Hidetsugu off the top again. Let's clean up this stupid little nightmare. We both know that's what you're going for, yep. Give me a fatal push one time. Not quite, but that's still not the end of the world. Can't make it easy for him to win. How do you have another one off the top? Okay. Well, we're at the phase where I need to find an answer pronto. I'll take that meat hook, you know, or Hidetsugu. Okay, so they pop in, out, in, out, in. One more bite at the apple. We're almost out of time to win this game. This into this is just... God, I hate cat oven. Alright. That was their mistake. They had the win right there. They should have gone bing bing right into play. Then they can animate, smack everything. I have to block just a few things. Yeah, they would have had it. Unbelievable. So I'm at 1 life functionally at the moment. In case you're wondering how desperate and dire circumstances have become. We've got to find a solution now. Hidetsugu has to hit here. Hidetsugu. Or meat hook. Either is acceptable. Okay. Yeah, there's no way through. Should we have just Shatter Skull the Gigantha, left the Bone Crusher back? Maybe. Maybe. That might have been a stronger play. Things I'm learning though. I would rather have a Braid than an Ingress Rampage. The Rampage was so useless, and a Braid is really necessary in that match. And I abhor losing that match. Let's set that down. Back into the main you go, meat hook, and back into the main you go, Cole again. Okay. Tainted Adversary is still kind of underwhelming, but it's a little early to say no to that. This being a non-bow feels real rough. Probably. Tarnished Nick, that's probably correct. Really, my reasoning on swinging with the OG Hidetsugu was that we want to bait as hard as we can that Gigantha to get it off the board. But probably we should just Shatter Scold the Gigantha and force it that way. It's hard to say. Either way, do we want the second Meat Hook? No. Do we need the third Invoke? No. So we've got a couple of slots to play with here. I think 3 Braid seems like a lot of a Braid, right? There's got to be other options that we like. I'm going to do this. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying my level of hatred for Cat Oven is at an all-time high. I mean, it always is, but, you know, I like beating that deck. What's the last thing we need to do here? Glory, glory, hallelujahs. Anything else that needs to get moved around? Do we like Tenacious Underdog? A little bit, not a ton. I mean, in that matchup, we should probably board out the 4 Thoughtseize, the Kroxa. That's about it. I mean, the Hidetsugus are coming in, the Braids are coming in, the Heartless Axe coming in. Do we just need one more piece of removal? Is that just what this is? Is it comes down to having the right pieces of removal? That deck just interacts with us in a way that's incredibly difficult. I have seen this as a tech piece, by the way. Playing Mayhem Devils against their Mayhem Devils. I'm not sure if it works, but I've heard that it's possibly an option, because if they go into a sack spree, you get to blow out their board as well. It gets really weird. Then you get into active player versus non-active player. It's a whole thing. Try Cry of Carnarium. That's probably worse than Anger in that matchup, because you have to kill the devil, right? And Anger is probably better than the third Hidetsugu. Do we want... I like having 2 Braids and an Unlicensed on the side. Greasefang still runs around. Having a Braids for Greasefang is still a thing. What do we want more? And what do we want less of? Alright, chat, one thing in the board left to put in. If we're looking at how we're boarding, just so that we are clear, against the Cat Oven decks, we're boarding out 4 Thoughtseize. The Kroxa is pretty much worthless there as well, especially because we're bringing in Hidetsugu, which tension points in the build I'm not a huge fan of. Sending Cat to Graveyard before Anger resolves, it sticks. Yeah? Sticks or stinks? Yeah, no, that's brutal. Yeah, that's what you mean, yeah. I mean, Cry is the thing, it's just the most narrow of things. But it does solve half that problem. I like Hidetsugu more, because it solves that problem, but it also solves a bunch of other problems. There's randomly affinity players from time to time. I know, blue-white affinity is a thing. And this does do some work against them. You can only have a couple, though, because it's so narrow, right? So it's... I mean, but that gives us 3 Braid effects. Hey, what's up, Irrationally Virgo? What is happening? We've got a spot in the sideboard, right? The question is, what deserves that final slot? What do we have sitting around in these colors that can help that matchup? Because if we're boarding it, it's what, 5 out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to lose the Mirror Breaker, so it's more like 9 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I want one more. Just got a gaming monitor to match my laptop. Nice! Love to see it. Love to hear it. Sims, yes. Massive monitor Sims is where it's at. Okay. Last card. We want something that handles what they're doing. I mean, their whole plan is to win the low end of the game, right? Claim the Firstborns, Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiars, Village Rites, Deadly Disputes, Mayhem Devils. And if they're smart, Obnixilis on the play. We could do another Meat Hook. I don't love it, but this is actually better than Cry. Like, it doesn't shut down Cat Oven, but it absolutely stops it from mattering to you to a degree. Like, they get to gain life, but you don't lose life anymore unless they have a Mayhem Devil. So is the second one of those worthwhile? That feels kind of rough in almost every way. I don't know. We might just be overthinking it too. It might just be that you want like one duress just to try and knock out those claims. They do hold certain cards. Yeah, that's probably the 9th card. So what other matchups are we worried about here then? I could see a number of arguments for Blue-White Gandalf. The Mirror, I don't know the Mirror. That's Necromantic, the lane tech, but wider since it applies to other combo. I haven't seen a lot of other combo lately. I think a lot of combo decks got knocked out by this being around, because this does a really good job of messing with combo decks. And there's other builds that run more duresses. And when you have like, you know, 4 Thoughtseize, 3 duress, and a couple of go blanks, it's really hard to combo through that. I've played a lot of combo decks trying to make... I'll show you briefly. We tried to mess with combo decks to the tune of, where are you? Izzet Creative was probably my favorite. Roaring Fires was a thing. Luca Titan was a thing. This may be a thing if they give me like Sanctum of Ugin in the new anthology. This would actually be a deck. If you guys want to see a weird deck, this just Exo to Pioneer thing. Except it's a little different. 1 second. This is a really weird deck. It's missing a key piece though, because this is a Metalwork Colossus deck, but you need Sanctum of Ugin to really make this pop. Like, it can still work, it's just you need Sanctum of Ugin to make it pop. I'm also not advocating this deck because I think it's a Trash Panda deck, but like, it looks cool. I kind of want to fuck with it. It just is missing a few too many pieces. Whereas if you're on Greasefang, you probably should be on something like this at this point, because the Seeker's Chariot gives you the grind you want, and Greasefang gives you the explosiveness you want. And the only difference between this and a really good Pioneer list is that we don't have Satyr Wayfinder, which they could still give us in the anthology. I don't know if it will. I mean, they gave us Temur Battle Rage for some reason though, so random commons are coming in. And this is Abrupt Decay in the other one, but actually I think Assassin's Trophy is just fine as a replacement there. So, you know, I net deck stuff from Pioneer and start like cross-applying it from time to time, just to see if it works. Snow Spirits is about to get Mausoleum Wanderer, for those who are wondering about the new anthology. That's gonna push in... God, what comes out for that? If I remember correctly, Brazen Borrowers go down, and something else goes down. I don't remember. I'll have to look at the list, but I know the Brazen Borrowers lose 2 slots to that, and then something else gets cut. It might just be the Spell Piercers go down. It might be the Lofty Denial gets cut. I don't think it's any of the creatures at that point. Oh, it's a Slip Out the Back. Goes down to 2. And then it might just be the Lofty Denial goes out. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Mausoleum Wanderers. Now you have a Pioneer deck with the sideboard will change, but you get the idea. So let's look at Machine Head. This is the original build that we went 37 and 7 with. We're not really that different from it right now. I mean, we're a little different. Sorin is a thing. Angrath is a thing. Maybe it's the Sorin, because I would still want that. Yeah, you know what? It's Sorin. That's the 15th card. A little, I know some people call it Sorin the Worthless, but it does give you lifelink, which is a big deal in a Cat Oven matchup, when you can race their ovens with 1, 2, 3. It also helps in the grindier mid-range mirrors, which is somewhat important, right? Here, let's open a pack of my least favorite set to be released in a very long time. Frangaline. Not even gonna read it. That's like way too much text. All I see is a wall of text, and I'm like, nope, not today. Not today, Satan. We're not doing a wall of text. Alright. Let's get back to this grind. Not our proudest moment losing to that deck. ExoticRoller. We have played against ExoticRoller 4 times with Rakdos Midrange, so if we beat ExoticRoller again, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, we'll keep. Kroxa, the macro. What the fuck? Oh, it's a fire stack, right? It's almost always what that means, is that it's a fire stack. Okay, against a fire stack, do we have a shot in hell at winning without Thoughtseize? They're keeping. This feels like a trap against a fire stack, right? Because they're just going to go over the top. Then again, I do kind of want to see how they do that, so we can prep for the next game. And this should at least extend game one long enough to get us there. Or is this just straight up combo? What is this madness? Why are you playing Sphinx of Foresight? Odd. Well, let's get after it, huh? They should have Bone Crusher, but we want them to Bone Crush this, not the Fable. We also want to make them have it, you know what I mean? Like, right there. Raised Borrower. Okay, a little weird, but I'm in for it. Ooh, Hunted Ridge. You're nicer. Let's do a little Fable action. Yep. We can play this game. And so this has to be a fire stack. There it is. Okay. And there that is. Okay. So, what are we discarding? One mountain. I don't think Graveyard Trespasser is amazing here. We kind of like to get to more removal. It seems they're a wee bit reliant. So what we're going to do is blow up the board so that Kroxa doesn't get to go nuts. Because real awkward if it does. Dumping Kroxa in hand. Kroxa hits the battlefield, but not before we do that. So you only get to draw a card. You can have a card. One card is what you get. No. Fuck. Kroxa fires. Yep. Still brutal. Oh my. Is there a way to not die? Do these haste? Deals X damage, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. You have 2. It will probably be more shortly. I haven't had to play against fires in such a long time. It's distinctly unpleasant. What do we want to do? One, two, three. To be dead honest, I'm doing this because I want more information and I don't think we're probably winning this game. Let's see. Yeah, we're not winning this game because they can just give it haste, right? Okay. We got the information. Let's move to game 2. Don't let fires resolve. And if it does, invokes. Duresses. Go Blancs. They have kind of a weak early game, so you just have to harass the shit out of them in the early game. That's step 1. Tainteds are better. Tenacious is rough. We don't need Culligans, we don't need Braid. We don't need Meat Hook. Cut's fine. Those are fine. It's all fine, right? Bone Crusher's a real multi. Really does. Yeah, I think I like Tainted more than Bone Crusher. That can at least block a Cavalier and trade it. And doesn't die to much of anything. Okay. Fires. ExoticRoller on fires. I mean, Vert, that deck was so good once upon a time. I think they had to ban a bunch of shit, starting with fires. Well, I don't love this. I don't love that either, but I'll keep that. Yeah. I think everybody got the message that Rakdos Mid is the best deck in the format. And they're like, not today, Satan. And they're just pushing into the decks that are a little bit more fringe, because like this deck is going to get absolutely shit stomped by anything blue-white based, right? It just is. So that's the check on Rakdos, is decks that go bigger. And boy, howdy do they. There we go. See, look at us. We can curve into an Anger of the Gods for them. Is that what we're doing? Still probably the best way to try to win. So yeah. Like if they have anger, but again, we have to force these things because this is not a position that I love. We have to put up enough pressure. What we really wanted was, okay, that's fine, we can deal with that. What we really, really, really wanted. Tell us what we want, what we really, really want. Thoughtseizes in this match would be lovely. I didn't think about how much Fable really helps this deck. It just enables it to find its pieces, fixes mana. There's the fires, it becomes Sphinx. Chandra, sure. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Well, the mana doesn't matter. I think we're just putting them to 5. Our best chance of winning this game is not playing the longest version of it. Our best chance is sneaking in those last few points while they're still assembling resources. Now, granted, this is usually the turn that they explode. Because if they go land Cavalier, we're in a real rough spot. Another fires, play it. Nope, okay. Cavalier is super damning here, in case you're wondering. That's not terrible. If they've done Cavalier, then they get to give that haste, which makes another Cavalier. And it just gets nutty. These both go. We're a little late on the Thoughtseize. They've got the combo pieces. Okay. How do we do this? We need to fatal push our way through. This is a kill everything kind of moment. Can we fatal push and win here? That's the other question, right? Can we just get them? I don't think so. We can get them to 2. Is that enough? Not really. It's close. It's close. Okay. Clean up. Oh, motherfuckers. Nice. Very, very nice. Should have go blanked pre-combat. Divide by 0, huh? Yeah, that plus Chandra seems real good. Okay. Just a land. That's much, much, much better than a land. Okay. Well. Kroxa. Let's put him to 2. Can we sneak game 2? We're about to find out. Please cast the anger. Please be dumb enough to cast the anger. Please, 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 please. Damn it. Can't quite get there. Okay. We still have a Bone Crusher? No, we don't. We sided them out. Why would we need Bone Crushers? Nobody needs Bone Crushers. I mean... What are you doing? Are you actually gonna swing? 13, 15... Jump? These things have trample? What am I missing here, chat? Am I missing something here? That's 11 points. They play 2 spells. I'm just gonna crack back for the win. Why the fuck would they do that? I feel like I'm missing something. Something super obvious. What am I missing? Okay, so if we block here, they can pump again. 11, 13. Okay. I have no idea what they're doing that's gonna allow them to win. Okay, yeah, why would you swing? Why would you swing? You don't need to. You had the win. Very odd. Very, very odd. Okay, we know they have Angers and Bone Crushers, so that's fun. What do we want to do? We want to draw really well. That's what we want to do. Damn, we don't have good enchantment removal. It's a bit of a problem. Yeah. Let's run it back. Close games it is. I like having an... yeah, we'll keep it. I like having an answer here to the fires if they get it early. Okay, we need like 2 more black sources though, so no more red sources, please. Or this is going to get really, really, really awkward. Yeah, you can Bone Crush if you want to. Well, we're not doing that. You don't get free spells this time. This time, if you want to play it, you play it straight up like the rest of us. And I will Kroxa into a Fatal Push here, I think. Yes. Why not? Why shouldn't I? Thank you. Dumping out that Anger of the Gods. That's really lovely. Give me a black source off the top, and then 1 more. That's what I'm asking for. Right here, right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Black source off the top. 1 time dealer. Okay, well. I hate going this route, but... yeah, that has to go. We can deal with a fucking 5/4. We can deal with an Anger. Yep. It's awkward, but we can deal with it. Come on, deck. Hand me some lands. We're playing 25. We're on the draw. Do it. 1 time. Play your Anger. Yep, bitch. Alright. 5 points to the dome. We down to 8. We out here. Well, let's kill it. We ain't out here for that long. Land, land. Come on now. We're getting really close to Kroxa coming into play, too. So they have a Castle Vantress to get going. That's a big deal. Really? Why do they play oh, Mascot. Yeah, alright, that's a thing. It's a pretty good thing, actually. don't play a land, weirdly? I don't know. This is not a great position to be in. There's the mascot. Okay. So, cut there. Trespass here. Grab all the things. Gain life back. Alright, invokes are turned on. That's kind of nice. Is this game winnable, or am I just missing something? This feels kind of winnable. We get the Kroxa next turn and smack with the Glorybringer. That feels good. Let's smack with the Glorybringer first. I'm really curious what they're trying to do here. Do you have like another mascot exhibition? Because that seems excessive. If it has at least 4 more cards in hand. Well, I won't have 4 more cards in hand, so let's get Kroxa on board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the cut ribbons around. Don't have 4 more. Lose the other card. There's your anger. Okay. You get to draw 2. May they not be very good. Please and thank you. How? Okay. Alright, I guess don't have a Cavalier that's red. That's where we're at. 9 points. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on now. Okay. That's infuriating. Top decks for days. Well, ExoticRoller, you got there. Didn't feel that bad. The invokes helped a lot. There's some different pieces. Like those, they sat in the hand there, but if they had, the opponent had gone a different way, with like fires, that would have felt really good. I don't know, what was there better? The divide by zeros were just massive against us there. Not exactly the play we were hoping to see today. So, we've got Rakdos Oven, where we went 1 and 2, and we have, what would we call that? Just blue-red, Izzet Fires, Karuga Fires, where we also went 1 and 2. Close magic, though. You learn more from losing than winning. I don't know that I necessarily change any of this. I feel like we've got a list that's getting a little bit tighter, tuning up different pieces. Grasp of Darkness. Let's do it, Grasp. Sure. Turn 1 Thoughtseize on the play, with lands to get to other things. Feels pretty good, typically. Do I care? Yeah. I'll let him Thoughtseize the Glorybringer. We take their threats, we don't take their Thoughtseize. Because if we take their Thoughtseize, it's not like it matters that much anyway. Because they could just top deck another, and then they have Fable as well. And I'd rather force them to top deck another thing like Fable than anything else. Because now they go Bloodtithe, we get to push it. Okay, they're not doing Bloodtithe, that's fine too. Okay, they have Thoughtseize. That's fine too. One of these days, we will draw non-lands. I promise you, chat. I promise you. They did it a little faster, though. That's a bit of a big deal. Right on time. Another land. Alright. Well, this is where we get into the awkward phase of the mirror. They got the Graveyard Trespasser off the top. We did not. Assault is real. It's very, very, very real. Yep. Down they go. 4 points of damage. There we go. We'll attack Enuma. I think we just have to see action here. Oh my god, we have to see action. Okay, yep. So, when opponent top decks Trespasser and Chandra and you top deck nothing. Was that another Trespasser? Good lord. What we need is our Glorybringer off the top. That would save us. Nope. We had lands and Thoughtseizes. That is what happened for game 1. Let's move on. Game 2. This is where the comeback happens, gang. Colgate can go out. Okay, so Heartless Act. I like it. Invokes. I like it. Sorin. I like it. Braids. Just fine. Adversary. Also fine. Hearse. I like it. Let's dump out the dog and a couple of these. All of these. Fuck that. Let's go the different route. Yeah, you know what? I'm playing one Culligan still. I don't like the go blanks in this match. I don't like discard in this matchup. I don't think it's particularly well placed. The Bloodtithe Harvesters and the... what do we call the last slot? Tenacious. Yeah, we'll keep that. Bloodtithe Harvesters, Tenacious, and Thoughtseize are all kind of not well positioned in this matchup. Why I like this hand is we have early answers to threats if they kept in Thoughtseize, which they shouldn't have, but a lot of people do for some reason. It's not really that big a deal for us. Let's see what they do here. Sure. So tempo, we've got a fair amount here. What we were hoping they do is dump into play a creature. Give me like a Bone Crusher on their side so we can Glory Bring for all the value. That would be awesome. Kroxa, huh? Must have a removal spell. They wouldn't dump it out otherwise. Right? Unless they're like just fucked in here. I don't know. Shandi? Shandi. It's gotta be a Chandra, right? If it's Sorin, they're in a lot of trouble. Okay, so this is to get to Fatal Push then. We lose the cut. And we go for... there's the Fatal Push right here. Come on now. They're trying to get Kroxa on the board next turn. That's what they're trying to do. It's a pretty good plan. I mean, look at this. They're almost there. Just want to rock and roll all night. Let's do it. Such an interesting position to be in. Well, we don't mind that at all. They're gonna get Kroxa. That's gonna happen. So let's think about this and how we can get them to a position where we don't care. We meat hook for 3. Does that work? Then we only hit for 2. We blow up the Rekindling Phoenix permanently. Or we just smack him down to 7. One, two, 1, 2, 3, that's 7. Two, 9, that's not quite it. Alright. They get to Kroxa. We get to do ribbons if we want to for 4 to put them to 6. That seems fair, right? If they didn't have 2 Kroxas, I might have gone the Hive of the Eye Tyrant there, but like they've got 1, so meh. And actually, what we might want to do here is a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, depending on what we draw. So we can Hive them down. It's 7, drop the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can play the Glurbringer, but it's got to be defensive here. Yep, that's what I thought. Or we can just win on the top deck. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Should we win with style? Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. So they're keeping in Kroxas for this match, so are we. They have 2. Do we want the go blanks? Probably over a Kolaghan's Command, we want 1. Normally I don't like them, but one makes sense. I don't know. Grasp of Darkness. We're on to game 3. We're playing the mirror. Is that going to get it done? If we draw a red source, it will. If we don't draw a red source, oh boy. I think that's pretty risky to keep. This we can keep. We'll dump out the adversary. And we'll go for straight value town. Why the fuck do you have Thoughtseize? Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta take the go blank. Nah, we'll just do it this way. If you want a Kroxa, that's fine. Okay. Can we get... That's fine. I think we're fine keeping this here. We want to draw a red source anyway, which of course we didn't. We'll stop before combat and see what they do. Yeah, you're not going to dump into this unless you need to. Us missing land drops isn't great. Okay, doing that for sure. Not bumping the hearse yet. I know there are people that may disagree with that, but we're not going there yet. Yep, you've got Sakiki. And you get a glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Really needed that to not be the card. Much as I want to meet Hook here, we need to find red lands now. Like that. So do we Chandra here and blow up the Glorybringer? Seems kind of eh. But if we don't, they might get to double Glorybringer next turn, which would also be kind of awkward. Kill the Kiki, move it right along. Definitely only 2 invokes is worthwhile. Kapow, 7 points to the dome. We're leaving that for Graveyard Trespasser. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I'm still on this plan. You're gonna take 7. See, worked like a removal spell, except better. We'll take it. Good shot at this game, at least. Thoughtseize? Yeah, that's not gonna do you enough. I mean, they flooded a bit, but we were also pretty mana hungry, and we get what we want. Yeah. There we go. High time we gotta win. 2-1. Let's do another one, right? Feels good to win. It could be that boarding out the Bloodtithe adversaries or Bloodtithe Harvester, whichever, is wrong in the mirror. I'm not 100%. That's part of why we're testing it. We'll see, though. Let's just see a cool transition. I know, right? Not too shabby. Still working on it. It's gotten a little bit better. How are we doing today, chat? So we're sitting at 1 and 2. Granted, both losses were really close. And perhaps involved more play errors. We shall see. It's real close. Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. We just need to hit one more land, so we keep for that. Elf? Elf. Weirdly, we're going this way because this deck scales past that, but not this. Come on, give me my third land. Give me my third land. There we go. Come to Papa. Fable. Okay, Green Devotion. This is not an easy matchup, but it is a winnable one. We're going to dump both of these out of the battlefield, probably. Yep, there it is. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will just Meat Hook Massacre. Let's see. We dump that. Do we dump there? Feels kind of wrong. So wrong yet so right. Let's do it. Okay. A little over the top, but we're doing it. They're trying to ramp. We're not goddamn letting them. Yeah. Meat Hook. Mana denial for everybody. You can have food tokens. We kill everything else. We kill it with fire. We will kill that with fire as well. Let's see, 5, 6, we're almost there. Holy balls. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What can we beat? Can we beat a Nissa? I don't think we can. I think Nissa has to go. This is so awkward. It was tempting to do this for 1, just to get Kroxa online next turn. I don't know if that's right or wrong. It feels like a mistake, but like I've been wrong before. Okay, we should have kept it. Oh, never mind. Didn't matter at all. Well, mattered a little bit. Could have killed the Karn. Storm, the festival's coming, baby. And a 1/1. Why not? Protect the Karn. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. You know what? You find nothing but lands, right? That's kind of close. No, I find nothing but lands. Okay. Fuck me running. How do we do this? Do we have an out? What do you think, chat? Do we have an out? There's a Karn. Man, I swear this meta just got so hateful of Rakdos. Which makes sense. It's been a pretty dominant archetype for a few weeks now. Ugh. Should have kept the Shatter Skull Smashing. If we'd kept that, we would have been able to blow out the board. And kill Karn. That would have been cool. Would have extended the game. I don't think it would have won us the game. I don't think there's a win at this point with the Karn going online. What? Well, invokes help. There's that. How does that work? Don't need that. This one's probably worthwhile. Go blanks are probably worthwhile. Anger of the Gods probably worthwhile. What sucks here? Culligan's Command, not great. Meat Hook's actually not great. Trespassers are kind of irrelevant here. And one more card. Let it be in a braid. Okay. Let's pop on over. Dreadshedim. Dreadshedim. Mono Green Devotion. Yes, that's fine. Alright, so it's Hive turn 1, so that we keep Fatal Push rolling for their turn 1 play, if they have one, which apparently they did not. Let's do a little Thoughtseizing then. Okay. It's like a million cards I don't want to see. You know what? Let's see if we can stumble them. Stumbling them is a good way for us to have a shot at this, so let's do it. At least we're getting pretty close to hitting curve stuff that we want. Nice. I don't think Thoughtseize matters anymore. We've stumbled them, we need to keep stumbling them. I think we need pressure. So let's go find some pressure. Or the deck can draw a million more lands, there's that too. Do we just invoke to draw 3? Probably. That feels pretty good. Steal a game on invokes. Feels real good. Okay, game 3. Is invoke just supposed to be in the main of this? That's like a question I keep wondering. Are we supposed to be playing a different deck that just plays 4 invoke? Is mono black a thing? Do we need red that badly? I mean, Fable is the biggest reason to be in red. Glarebringer and Chandra are fine. But really it comes down to Fable. That's the reason to be in red over all the other colors, or mono color. I don't know if that's enough, but it's quite a thing. Just the most busted. That blue, that Izzet Fire's deck though, it's fascinating. I don't know how that deck is gonna beat Gandalf, which by the way is probably where I go if Rakdos isn't viable, because Gandalf is pretty good against most of the format and very difficult to beat. Yeah, this has the right kind of curve considerations. This is trying to stumble them early and has some chutzpah for later. We get to do the push on turn 1, which is what we want to keep them stumbly. We get to do, we get to curve, right? And that's as good as it gets in this kind of a matchup, is getting to curve. We're not favored, but we're able to compete. Okay. Can we get a black land off the top? Please, 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 please. Oh, it's indestructible. Jesus. That's quite the combo, Nissa. Okay, both of you go out. We're past that phase in the game. There it is. Prepare to be invoked. I don't think that works. So we're just gonna pass as much as I want. Ah, Christ. That again. Okay. Yes, yes. Just Glorybringer against the world, baby. Alright, it's gonna be a close one. Do they have the necessary cards, or is it just Nissa against the world here? Well, they got the troll. Okay. Still, this is beatable technically. What do we need in order to not die? We need to start there, right? This to kill that, and there is a start. I think we have to get rid of a go blank. God, the go blanks. Why can't you be literally any other card right now? I would take land. Basically. Okay. Can't do that one. They have to top deck like a lot of lands for us to have a shot at this. Any pressure, we fold. That helps a lot. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Way too close. So we do Glorybringer, smack, hit, put on there, they sack, they can't swing through, we get to Fatal Push that, yeah. That's how we get ahead. And put them on a 1-turn clock. Six, 3. Can't. Top deck Nissa, undeclare. If they top deck Nissa, they win in that scenario. Okay, nice. 2-1. So fucking narrow yet again. We're 2-2. which puts us just under where we're trying to be. The meta does not feel super friendly for trying to play Rakdos mid right now. Rakdos Oven, Izzet Fires, Rakdos Mid Mirror, and Mono Green Devotion. These are not the kinds of matchups you really want to run this deck against. This might be the place to be for a little bit until, you know, everybody calms the fuck down. It does a lot of work against those decks. I think this is supposed to have a 4th portable hole over the 3rd veto. Yeah. This is probably where I would start for Gandalf. And then it's figuring out what needs to be in the side. Which, I don't know. It needs a lot of work. Gandalf has some issues with Rakdos from time to time, but I don't know. It's got a lot. It's got a lot to say about it. For the record, Kalitas is coming, by the way. And when Kalitas gets here, it'll get shipped into this deck somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. I don't know that I like Tainted Adversary in this. It didn't really feel particularly better than a Tenacious Underdog. I don't know. Are we short a card? I feel like we're short a card. This is supposed to be an Angrath. Oh, because we have this. Okay, so this is supposed to come out entirely. Or that, but I'm going to go there. And let's get the Sorin. I think the Sorin's worth having. I do not particularly care for all the walkers. This will become a Kalitas when it comes time. Unsure on this one still. I don't know. The deck needs some more work. That's certainly one of the things I'm finding out. You're right, though. It's supposed to be tainted for a reason. Gotta remember the mirror. We've got some work to do on this. We really do. If we're going to play against Mono Green Devotion with any regularity, I don't think this is the best option. These invokes are really good, though, as you're seeing. I mean, they absolutely shit-stomped Game 2 and saved us Game 3. So, very good, very strong. I don't know if red-black is ultimately better than just playing mono-black with 4 invoke in the main. Because invoke is just that fucking good. Like, I could be crazy here, chat. I could be. I don't know. But I'm not seeing a shitload of reasons to stick into the red-black side outside of Fable. I mean, yeah, you got Chandra, you got Glorybringer, but you get Sorens in black. You'll have Kalitas, and Kalitas could be a big reason to move away from the red. To be able to have the invokes plus Kalitas. Like, that card takes over games. And when you get to push a little bit more, I don't know. It's hard to say. Fable does so much work. Like, getting rid of Fable does not seem like a viable option because of how much work it does. We'll have to figure it out. Either way, that's going to be the show for this time. Tune in tomorrow. I'm sure Darth Cam Gentace will be back, so we'll be shooting the shit, having some fun. We might be tuning up Machine Head somewhere. We might be moving on to something else entirely. This Abzan Greasefang list is fascinating to me. I haven't had a chance to really test it out, but if everybody's hating on Rakdos, this might be a fun place to go. And if we're really that worried, I don't know, maybe that Izzet Fires deck is better than I think it'll be. I don't think that deck's viable, but like, I've been wrong before. I feel like it'll get shit stomped by Spirits, but I've been wrong before. This is actually the deck I'm most excited about once we get the new anthology in. Getting Mausoleum Wanderer into this is a huge deal. Like, you finally have 12 1-drops to put a Curious Obsession on. You finally have a curve that can be low enough that this 22 lands doesn't feel wrong. And it's the linchpin in the deck that's been missing. I'm very excited. I really want to see what the deck feels like after we get that. Plus, Green Devotion is going to be even better, because this is going to get Elvish Mystic, which was the other piece missing here besides Nykthos. If they give this Nykthos, week 1 we're playing this plus Nykthos and the Elvish Mystic, which you don't have to change much. The Paradise Druids turn into the Elvish Mystics, and then the land just shifts slightly for Nykthos. I mean, these are going to turn into Elvish Mystic either way, just FYI. But this deck is Pioneer good, and it doesn't change a shitload. I mean, not having the Chainmail means you don't get the combo, like combo, but I don't think you need to. Having the ability to have 8 1-drops that ramp you into these excellent 3-drops. If they give us Nykthos, it gets busted fast. I don't know, we'll see. I am super excited to see all these different archetypes get the updates, and we're not too far off of that happening. What up, Shadow? Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well in your world. We'll have to talk in the near future here, Shadow, about what it would take to throw together a tourney, because I do think that's a viable option. Oh, not too shabby. At the end of my stream, you got a friendly streamer I can raid out to here in a little bit. Figure we should probably handle that before I head offline. Trying out some different lists, having some fun, man. But if you got somebody in the Discord that needs a quick raid, happy to do that. In the meantime, these archetypes, Temur Battle Rage, I don't think fits into anything. For sure, yeah, take your time, man. I've got a few more minutes here. But outside of Temur Battle Rage, everything else that has been spoiled in this Explorer anthology is gas. It's excellent, and so far I've seen nothing that benefits this Catavan shit, which also makes me extremely happy. I don't know that Catavan is much of a deck in Pioneer, which also makes me happy because, you know, I don't know how to say this politely, so I'll just say it the way it should be said. Fuck that deck. Fuck that archetype. It's horrific. It's a million clicks. And no, I'm not a fan. Never going to be a fan. But there's some cool stuff they could do. Like Sanctum of Ugin would make Azorius Metal possibly viable as like a tier 1.5 weird list to come out of nowhere. I'd love to see that. Kalitas is a big get for this. I don't think they're going to give us Dreadbore as well. Supreme Verdict's a big get for blue-white. That Feather deck gets Favorite Hoplite. Snow Spirits is going to get Mausoleum Wanderer. Green Devotion gets Elvish Mystic. You see, like 5 archetypes are getting things that they need, and I love seeing that. That's great. I would like to see Monastery Swiftspear come in, but not Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time, because that completely warps the format. And if we can see Swifty in, that's a big deal. Mono Red gets a lot better. Blue-Red Delver becomes a deck, like a tier 1 deck potentially. It doesn't have the cruise to make it all the way, but still, that's a big get. Mono Red in particular would love it, because it means in the Mono Red lists, if you want to run more of a low-to-the-ground build with more Reckless Rages, you would now have Soul Scars and Monastery Swiftspears, so you don't have to run these shitty Falconwrath Pit Fighters. And I think you would probably start shifting out Runaway Steamkins, and I would probably start shifting out things like Torbrand and playing, at that point, Wizard's Lightnings and Viashino, Pyromancers, and just go balls to the wall. I would get rid of the grind and just go balls to the wall. So, different ideas there. This Mono Black Devotion deck. This is something I'm kind of fascinated by. I don't think this is the best version of the deck, but I've seen a few, and I'm fascinated by what this deck could do, especially if Nykthos comes in. I don't think it's better than the Mono Green. It just doesn't seem like it could be, but you never know. Shadow, you got anyone in mind? I want to make sure that you do a nice proper raid. Toss me them digits, homie. Let's get a proper raid out. Oop. Whiskers. Alright. Alright, everybody, that's it for today. You guys stay safe.